Okay, hello my friends, welcome to a new section of this channel, and it will be mostly about gear that I recently picked up or gear that we took in a part exchange. I'm going to introduce it very quickly, and it will be available in either on our website www.hifissb.com or on our eBay site, also called hifissb. Without further ado, first one up is something for the shortwave listener. It's the fabulous global ATU. It's the AT1000. It's this little unit here. It's in very good condition, and it's suitable for all HF bands, and it tunes coax fed antennas and wire antennas, dipoles, long wires, and what have you. And also, I was told by QRP enthusiasts, it can be used up to 10 watts in the field for transmit. So the second unit I want to show you is very similar. It's called the Mitsuo KX3. It's essentially it's the same thing as this one, but in from my point of view, in a much more attractive packaging. It has these little tiny rack handles, and it's dark brown, and it does the same thing. Also capable of tuning 10 watts out, but most SWL enthusiasts appreciate them on long wires. So I had one of these for a number of years, and they work quite well. Staying with receivers and shortwave listeners, when I started my endeavors in amateur radio when I was about 13 or 12 years old, I had a Yaesu FRG 7700 receiver, and I was living, of course, in my bedroom, and still went to school. Had no means for a long wire antenna or a dipole outside, so I had to opt for one of these. This is the Yaesu FRA 7700 active antenna system with a nice telescopic antenna, and I have to say it served me well and encouraged me to get an amateur radio license later on. They work brilliantly. This one here is in a very good condition, and as I said, they're very rare units. So get one while you can. Also comes from a non-smoking home, so that's a benefit, surely. Sticking with antenna tuners now, now we're getting into serious power outputs. It's this one here. It's the KW Easy Match. It's a fully balanced tuner, suitable for long wires, dipoles, horizontal loops. So you don't need a balun really. This one here is in a very bad condition, outside at least. The chap who owned this before me installed it to tune a long wire antenna on 160 meters, and he put it into his garden shed. So the moisture over time damaged the outer casing. However, inside is absolutely fine. If you take a look at this, I mean, it's in near mint condition. It looks like he used a fair bit of power, because there are some dark bits here on the airspace capacitor. I don't know if this is visible at all. That indicates some arcing, so I don't know what happened there, but there is arcing, so be aware of this when you bid on the eBay auction, but I will mention this in the description. I tried it on my horizontal loop, and it works absolutely fine. As you can see, some of the screws are corroded. The case screws are missing altogether, and this knob has the little decorative chrome insert missing. However, I would change the knobs altogether. There are plenty about on eBay. I'll just use Yaesu VFO knobs. Gives it a much smarter appearance in my view. So good tuner, very rare. The arcing shouldn't bother you. It doesn't affect the performance. I tried it, and very rare, hard to find. Next one up is a Ten-Tec piece of equipment. I have this now for a number of years. It's my Ten-Tec desk microphone. It's in a very good condition. It requires a battery. Battery is fitted. It sounds very nice. It's fitted with a 4-pin Ten-Tec plug, and it works fine with my Ten-Tec Orion 5 and the Ten-Tec Paragon as well. Ten-Tec is using the same plug schematics on their 4-pin plugs as Kenwood 4-pin plug, so you can use it for your 4-pin plug a 4-pin socket, that is, Kenwood transceiver as well. Very rare, hard to find, good condition, works perfectly all right. Next one up is this clip-on amplifier for the ISO FD290R Model 2. It provides 25 watts for this popular field transceiver. It's an SSB transceiver, which comes by default with 10 watts out, I think. Is it 5 or 10? I believe it's 10 watts. And this one boosts the output to 25 watts. Combine this with a 9-element Yagi on a hilltop on a Sunday, and Europe is it can be reached easily. So also very rare, fully working, and it's in very, very good condition. If you are a fan of RTTY and CW, then this piece of equipment is, although vintage, still fully working. It decodes RTTY and CW very reliably. You've got all sorts of bells and whistles here and all sorts of baud rates and more speeds. It's got a built-in keyer, I believe, as well. It's a fairly modern unit, modern in the sense of 30 years old. It's got all sorts of connectors here at the back, so you can plug in your monitor and decode CW and RTTY radio teletype without having to connect a computer. Maybe you don't like computers, or you like vintage gear, then this toner unit is for you. Works fine, by the way, I tested it. One of my customers bought a Mutec front end and for the ISO FD225RD, and we part exchanged it for his old original front end. So if somebody is after an original front end or RX module for the ISO FD225RD, then we have one in stock. This is the only one we have, so it should go quickly. When it comes to speakers, you can spend all sorts of money, really, to match your transceiver. They're never, ever very, very good, and I'm going to make a video about loudspeakers for ham radio purposes very soon. But as far as purpose-built speakers for amateur radio go, you can't go very wrong with this massive Drake, what is it called? It's the MS4. It goes with the classic Drake line. Built like a tank, obviously, and looks nice. This one is in fairly good condition. Some light marks on top, nothing on the front panel whatsoever, and marks on the side caused by equipment placed next to it. Unavoidable. This is vintage equipment after all, so if this bothers you, you might have to repaint the case, but I wouldn't bother. It looks nice. As long as the front is okay, as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. As you can see, the speaker is very large. That's why it sounds very nice. It would benefit if you would put some sound padding fabric inside to increase the sound even more. It's got an RCA connector, so it goes very well with your classic Drake line, but you can use it for any sort of amateur radio equipment, really. As far as passive speakers go, this is not bad at all, but you need some real estate. It's quite big. The last one up is a linear power supply. It's the Kenwood, is it? A Kenwood PS430, purposely built for the TS430, but it goes, of course, with any kind of amateur radio equipment. It's very heavy, obviously. Hasn't got a loudspeaker. It's got a bezel here. Has no dents from what I can see. No, it looks very clean. And comes with the classic connector that fits most amateur radio equipment these days. Unless you have a very latest equipment that uses 4-pin plugs, then you need to change the plug. But very rare in this condition. Normally they are scratched all over. This one is good, and tested it with my TS440. Works absolutely fine. Hey folks, this is it for now, and I hope you have a look on my website or on eBay to purchase maybe 1 or 2 items. Let me know what you think of this section. Shall I keep doing it, or is it just a waste of your time? Either way, I just keep doing it because I love making videos. I'm really, really bad at it, I know, but I do it more for myself than for anybody else out there. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of the equipment? If you own such equipment, if you have any experience with that sort of equipment, or if you're interested. Thanks for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on the radio. Don't forget one thing. Don't spend too much time on the airwaves. There's a whole life out there, okay? Get some fresh air.